if I can get my eyes off of myself, off of my circumstances, and look to Him, everything shifts. Out of seeing Him comes this devotion that flows out of me. Whether or not I feel good or I feel like it, He has my yes. He has every part of me.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of iDisciple. This is your place to find content that is going to help you grow as you desire to follow Jesus and become more like Him. And as always, we encourage you not just to watch this episode for yourself, but to gather with a group of friends. Hopefully you've formed them already, or if you're joining us new, we encourage you to form a group of anywhere from 2 to 6 people. Watch the episodes together, talk them through. That really is the discipleship journey as you get around other people, discipling them and being discipled by them. And so that is our desire with everything that we do here at iDisciple. And today we are joined by a very special guest, a wonderful friend, Pastor Sean Matta.
Hello, sir.
Is in the house.
Wow.
How are you feeling today?
I feel great. Privileged to be a part of this podcast, but also Shine Week in general.
It is Shine Week, so we are here in the midst of Shine Conference.
Just did a quick plug.
We kicked off last night and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
And
it
we
was
are
amazing.
Excited for the rest of the week ahead. Honored to have you here. For
So
those that don't know
privileged.
you, just tell us a little bit about yourself. What brings you to England
Yes.
on Shine Week?
Hallelujah. Well, I'm Sean. I am a 30-year-old male from Southern California
Come on.
in the USA, and took the trek across the pond a couple of days ago, and honestly came last year for the first time here to Birmingham, and met the most wonderful family in the world, and could not believe that I was blessed enough to be invited by the Burchell clan, and to be not only welcomed but trusted to lead in this house for Shine Conference last year.
Yeah.
And it was more of a treat for me than anything to see the hunger of this church, the culture of this house, and the humility and excellence that you see in the church. And quite frankly, it's seen in the family behind closed doors tenfold. And so it was so moving, and I was privileged and honored to be invited back, because I just wanted to be, of course, a part of the conference, but also just exposed once again to the most amazing family in the world.
Well, you were
Can't
very
believe
kind.
it.
You were very kind.
Absolutely.
We loved having you here last year. Not only are you a phenomenal worship leader, but a phenomenal human being. And so we're just it was an easy decision.
Thank you, man.
To invite you for a second year. So
Such
thank
an
you for your
honor.
kind words. So you are a worship leader
Yes,
back
sir.
home
Yes.
at your home church. And so what we thought for today's episode is let's talk about worship.
Yes.
Now, before anyone thinks, oh, okay, well, I'm not a worship leader, is this an episode about worship leading? Before anyone thinks, okay, this does not apply to me, we are going to talk about worship in the general sense,
Yeah.
how it applies to the life of every believer,
Yeah.
every person watching this episode. So these are not necessarily tips and tricks on how to be a worship leader from a platform, but how do we cultivate worship
Yes.
in our everyday lives. And so let me begin by asking the question, when we bring up the topic worship, what does that mean to you?
Wow. Yes. Well, there's obviously worship as we know it in our corporate gatherings, music and worship. That's a big part of my life. I'm a worship pastor back home of a church where weekly we're preparing musical worship, and
Yes.
that's probably how when you think of worship, your mind automatically goes to that musical moment in the church together,
Right.
lifting up the name of Jesus
Yeah.
through music, which is a massive part of our worship
Yeah.
to God. And but I think even what we're saying here is, when I think of worship, the actual word is there's so much more to that, where that is just an expression of a bigger discussion and a bigger meaning of what worship is.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be great to start in that scripture of Romans 12,
Yeah.
where we actually get that definition of what God sees as pleasing worship,
Yeah.
and then we can kind of even go from there because there's so much to unfold there.
Sounds good. Well, yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and so I've got
Yeah.
it here. Let me read it to us. So, Romans chapter 12, verses 1, and it says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God." And then here it is, "This is your true and proper worship."
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of a great starting point right there. What the Apostle Paul, who wrote this, is outlining for us is our true and proper
Yeah.
worship. Do you want to unpack that for us?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a living sacrifice that your whole life is involved in this. It's
Right.
not just a moment. It's not just something you're doing while you're singing, not just something you're doing while you're speaking to somebody in particular or praying or in a specific quiet time, whatever it might be. It is a whole life that is a sacrifice to God. That's a true and proper life of worship.
Yeah.
And Pastor Caleb made an amazing observation at it honestly stood out to me even more so for the first time than ever, was in view of God's mercy.
Right.
Like that beginning part
Yeah.
is it all comes out of seeing him,
Yes.
out of seeing who he is, what he's done. He is the initial part.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you had more to say about that. That was beautifully put.
I think let's start there. So we're looking here at worship. The Apostle Paul writes about a living sacrifice. You know, I think it's the Message translation that talks about, you know, in everything that you do, in your getting up, in your eating, in your going to work. So literally, he's saying everything that you do, your life in all of its totality,
Yes.
we are to view that as worship.
Yeah.
There's this TV advert. I was thinking about this that comes onto our screens here in England, and it's all about like adopting dogs, and the kind of the strap line at the end is "A dog is for life, not just for Christmas."
Come on. That's right.
And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about it in the context of worship. That worship is for life,
Yes.
not just for Sundays.
Not just for Sunday. That's
Not
right.
just for Sundays.
It's Monday through Saturday too.
It's Monday through Saturday too. So it is getting to the place where we view all of our lives, everything that I do,
Yeah.
how I spend my money, how I use my time, the way that I use my voice,
Yeah.
my work, my job, my career, my relationships, all of it, how I treat my body,
Yeah.
all of these things, it's worship
Yeah.
to God.
Yes.
My life is to be a living sacrifice.
So good.
So it's more than just singing songs. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But he begins by saying, in view of God's mercy. So how do I get to the point of all of my life being seen as even just having the wherewithal that every part of my life is a worship, is a sacrifice to God. It begins by recognizing who He is and what He has done.
Yeah.
That the King of heaven and earth would leave heaven, come to earth, give His life for you and me, sinners. We sang this song last night, "While I was still a rebel, you still called my name." Like just that in and of itself. That alone. So in view of His mercy, in response to His mercy,
Yeah.
we are to offer our lives as worship to
Yes.
Him. So if this is about you and I encouraging people to devote themselves to worship,
Yeah.
I got a feeling that ain't going to go too far. But if we can encourage every believer that is being discipled today to begin with Him
Yes.
and let that be the starting point.
Yes. Just look to Him. Look to Him. Often we need to just get out of our own world, our own shell, our own thought life, and just look to him, everything shifts.
Yeah.
Bible says, Psalm 34, I believe verse 5, those who look to him are radiant. Their faces will never be turned to shame. That's a reflection of what happens when I see him rightly. If I can get my eyes off of myself, off of my circumstances, and look to him, everything shifts.
Yeah.
And I begin to cultivate this heart that's like, you're worthy of everything. How could I not, when I've seen you rightly, when I've seen what you've done, how could I not respond with every part of my life being
Yeah.
worship to you?
Yeah.
And I will then, out of that place of knowing God, I can be still,
Yeah.
I can be devoted, I can lay every single aspect of my life as a sacrifice. And that way, when he asks of me, maybe to sacrifice some funds or to sacrifice some time or to sacrifice an effort or a gift of mine unto him,
Yeah.
out of obedience to him, it's not this hard debate within me. It's an easy yes, because I've seen him. I've seen what he's done. How could I not respond with a massive yes? You can have everything. And so I think that's a huge part of worship is out of seeing him comes this devotion that flows out of me. That's like in the morning season and in the night season, whether or not I feel good or I feel like it, he has my yes. He has every part of me. He has a worship that is going to be faithful. It's going to be consistent. I'm going to show up to him in every part of my life, whether or not I'm feeling like it. And I think the church, needs to be reminded of that. Is it has nothing to do with our feelings. It has nothing to do with our circumstances. We show up in devotion to him simply because we've seen enough. We've seen enough of him. Whereas,
Yeah.
how could I not respond in
How
worship?
could I not?
How could I not bring a praise that costs me, a worship that costs me in every area of my life?
Yeah.
And then, let alone that Sunday morning moment. We better be the hungriest people in the world
Yeah.
to show him how worthy he is, how beautiful he is,
Yeah.
and to sing to him a new song once again. It's like, I am so in love with you, Jesus. I've seen enough to know if it was just the one thing of you dying on the cross for me, when I was still a sinner, when I
Yeah.
was far from you,
Yeah.
you loved me enough and humbled yourself enough to take upon death on a cross that your blood would wipe me white as snow. I can't believe it. And that being enough for me to be like, I am going to be so excited and expectant and hungry, vibrant in my praise
Yeah.
because of what I've seen. And I see that in this church. We were talking about it even this morning. I've never seen a group of people so on the edge of their seats to respond in worship. It's truly a rare sight, and I see it in this people here at this church, is people that are ready to worship because they've seen enough of God to say, I have enough reason to praise today.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, to kind of just echo what we've said, worship, it is more than just the corporate, time that we have together on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It is a lifestyle.
Yeah. That's the tip of the iceberg, is
That
that
is the
corporate
tip
moment.
of the iceberg.
Everything else is kind of that
Yeah.
iceberg underneath that, and then there's this expression of it that happens on a Sunday morning.
So good.
Yeah.
And so everything that we do with our lives, it's not that, oh well, Monday to Saturday I kind of do my own thing.
Yeah.
I kind of build my own empire.
Mm-hmm.
I use my time, my energy, my work, my thoughts, all of those to kind of do my own thing. And then Sunday I come and I worship, and it's kind of this disconnected
Yeah.
life that I'm living. No. It's from the moment that I wake to the moment that I go to bed at night. Everything that I'm doing is to
Yes.
God.
Yes.
And it begins, how do you get to that place? By considering his mercy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, maybe one final question. You are, or you have rather, the title of a worship leader, worship pastor. Do you think we're all worship leaders?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. I mean, I believe in my heart of hearts, yes. I think each of us are called to represent and demonstrate to each other what a life of worship is and to encourage each other
Yeah.
of what worship looks like. I believe it's Colossians 3 that says, and the believers, they gathered to teach and admonish one another and to sing songs, hymns and songs of the Spirit with gratitude in their hearts, but to admonish one another in it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a really key part of that is we're to encourage each other in our worship, spur each other on. And we're all running a race, but, you know, in a sense, you know, you've never led me in what I would consider musical worship,
Right.
but you have demonstrated a life of worship in every big and small moment of excellence you've displayed to me. And I've been spurred on in my faith and in my worship because of how you've demonstrated how your life really is a living
Wow.
sacrifice in so many ways. Just in our time together these past few days, I have become more hungry to be more like Jesus in my life because I've seen that.
Wow.
You have absolutely led me in worship. I mean, that's such a great question. I guess I've never really thought of it like that. But now that we're talking about it, it's 100% the truth that we are spurring each other on in the big and the small toward being living sacrifices.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. And I guess, I mean, that's very kind. If we then apply that to the corporate Sunday, Wednesday, whenever experience, you know, I definitely think there are moments when, you know, I can be in a service and I don't feel like singing. I don't feel like bringing my best. And the person on the platform leading the worship has spurred me on.
Yeah.
And that is part of their
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
I heard it described recently as the role of a worship leader is to marry the hand of man
Yes.
with the hand of God.
I love that. That's beautifully put.
But if I'm reliant on you to do that every week,
Yeah.
there's probably something off in my own life. I should walk into the corporate setting,
Yeah.
as you've already described, excited to worship,
Yeah.
expectant to worship.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me to lift my hands.
Yeah.
It's just the overflow out of my week. It's the overflow out of my relationship with God. In view of God's mercy, I walk into this auditorium and I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm excited to worship.
Exactly.
I'm not looking for you to lead me. That is necessary, 100%. I'm not suggesting that we don't have those people.
Right.
But what I am suggesting is don't be fully dependent on somebody else to lead your lifestyle of worship for you.
Yeah. I love that.
I don't know, in closing, if there's anything you want to add.
That's absolutely right. I've heard it said in a similar way. The worship leader represents the people to God and God to the people. There's a little bit of a bridge that's happening there because you never know who's in the room. Some people
Yeah.
need to be pointed to Jesus.
100%.
And so that's what the worship leader is there to facilitate. I'm just here to point you to the one we're here for.
Yeah.
But the goal would be everyone would be so ready to worship that the worship leader almost has to do nothing because the people have come hungry. The people of God are ready to enter into his presence.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And I think a lot of that, just in closing, has to do with how I'm stewarding my relationship with God in that Monday to Saturday. If I'm someone that is devoted to him in the secret place, that corporate moment's going to be pretty easy because he's changed my life day after day. Every time I've stood in his presence, he's marked me. He's marked my soul. He's refreshed my heart.
Yeah.
And I've been in his presence. So that Sunday morning moment, I'm just ready to enter in. The worship leader could sing, you know, an old kids Devo song.
Yeah.
And I would be more than excited to join that song because that's
Yeah.
what heaven's singing too.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to join that because of what he's done in my heart day after day.
Beautiful.
I believe that.
So good. Well, I think there's plenty there for people to chew on, talk
Beautiful.
through. So let's wrap this episode up. Thank you for joining us. We're going to hand it over to you now and encourage you to talk it through with hopefully the people that you're watching with right now. If you're not, we want to encourage you to go about making that a regular practice in your life as we go on this journey of discipleship together, which, as we've defined before, is us maturing as followers of Jesus Christ. So thank you for joining us, Pastor Sean.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being with us.
Me.
A very, very special guest.
My honor.
And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.